hearing in the State Court of DeKalb. First appearance is not your trial date. You may have a seat. Thank you. It's not your trial date. It is not your preliminary hearing date. We will not be going over the facts of your case today. This is your opportunity to be seen by a judge so that a bond can be considered in your case. Bond is based on a number of factors, but the most important thing is ensuring that you will show up for your court date so that you can address these charges. All of these charges are traffic offenses. There's absolutely no reason for any of you not to appear in court. So it's going to be very important that you get the information related to your court date, return back in court, and if you want to try to fight the charges or agree to the charges, you can do so at that time. Okay? So I'm going to start the calendar today with Glennon May. Glennon May, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. May. You've been charged with a number of counts. I'm going to put those on the record. You've been charged with one count of fleeing and attempting to elude, one count of reckless driving, one count of driving on the wrong side of the road, one count of driving with no insurance, one count of no license plate or decal, one count of failure to obey a traffic control device, and a second count of failure to obey a traffic control device. Mr. May, I've taken a look at your driving record. I do find that you do not have a previous driving record. So as a result, I am going to grant a signature bond in your case. That means you'll be able to sign yourself out of jail today so that you can appear in court. Your court date is on June 24th, 2025. Now, let me be very clear, Mr. May. I do not know the facts of the case. I do not have an opinion on the facts of the case. But if you did, in fact, attempt to flee and elude, please do not think that not showing up to court is going to be allowed, okay? We'll issue a bench warrant for your arrest, and you're going to need to appear to address those charges, and you will stay in jail until those charges are addressed. I'm going to enter a bond amount of $1,000 per count. So that'll be a bond amount of $7,000 signature bond. If you fail to show up to court on this case, that bond will be revoked. You will be placed in jail. You will not be released until you're able to come up with that full $7,000 in cash. Do you understand that, sir? You understand that, Mr. May?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. May, do you have any questions at this time?
Not that I know of.
All right. Mr. May, I'm also going to make a special condition of your bond that you do not drive a vehicle without proper insurance. You need to be licensed and you need to have insurance before you drive any vehicle on these streets. If you are arrested for driving without having insurance on a vehicle, I don't know if you had insurance in this case. If you did, it's a question for another day. But if you are caught driving without insurance and you are arrested again, that would also be a bond violation. You will not be released until your next court date. Do you understand that? All right. Anything further from you, sir?
No.
All right. You may be seated. The next person on my calendar is Miss Rose Ugang. Good afternoon, ma'am. Is that how you pronounce your last name?
Blandin.
How do you pronounce it?
Rose Blandin.
All right. What language do you speak, ma'am?
I speak French, Spanish, English.
Okay. So you speak English well enough to understand everything I'm saying? Say that again, ma'am.
Understand, yeah.
You understand. Okay, good. If there's anything you don't understand, please let me know. Miss Ugang, you're charged with one count of hit and run, one count of failure to maintain lane. I have taken a look at your driving record. You do not have a previous driving record. Because you do not have a previous driving record, I have no reason to believe that you will not appear in court to address these charges. So I'm going to grant a signature bond in your case today. Your next court date is June the 23rd, 2025 at 2 p.m. We're going to give that to you in writing, okay? Do you understand that, ma'am?
No.
All right. And so for each count, I'm going to give a $1,000 signature bond. That's a total of $2,000. Do you understand that, ma'am? I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you got that your court date is on June 23rd, 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen, ma'am?
You're a U.S. citizen? No, ma'am.
All right. Do you live in the state of Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived in the state of Georgia?
Two here on 6 months.
2 years and 6 months. Okay. I want you to make sure you stay here so that you can address these charges. You understand that, ma'am? All right. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah.
All right. You may have a seat. The next person on my calendar, and Madam Courtroom Deputy, let me know if you need me to slow down. I can't see what's going on behind the scenes, so if I'm moving too fast, let me know. The next person on my calendar is Roger Brown. Is that you, Mr. Brown?
He said yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, you've been charged with one count of soliciting. Your next court date is June the 25th, 2025 at 2 p.m. in Division B11. We're going to give that to you in writing. I have checked your record, Mr. Brown. I do not find that you have a record, so I am going to grant a signature bond in this case. I'm going to grant a $1,000 signature bond, allow you to sign yourself out. You'll need to return to court on June 25th, 2025 to address these charges. Do you understand that, sir? Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
All right, you may be seated, sir. The next I have is Angel Cuevas Cruz.
Speak Spanish.
All right, you speak Spanish, you need an interpreter? Okay, un momento.
Stop playing with the handcuffs. Stop playing with the handcuffs.
All right, let me have your attention, Mr. Cuevas Cruz.
Señor Cuevas Cruz, hoy no tenemos intérprete para el tribunal. Usaré el traductor de Google para hablar con usted. Si entiende esto, por favor, deme un me gusta.
Thank you. I just told Mr. Cruz that we do not have an interpreter today, and I'll be using Google Translate to speak with him. And if he understood, to give a thumbs up. For the record, Mr. Cuevas Cruz gave a thumbs up. Mr. Cuevas Cruz, today is your first appearance here, and we will be discussing bond in your case today. Today is not your trial date.
Señor Cuevas Cruz, hoy es su primera comparecencia. Hablaremos sobre la fianza en su caso. Hoy no es su fecha de juicio.
All right, Ms. Cuevas Cruz, you're going to return to court on June.
Debe regresar a la corte el 23 de junio de 2025 a las 2 de la tarde. Se lo entregaremos por escrito. En ese momento, tendrá la oportunidad de hablar sobre su caso. Si entiende que debe regresar a la corte, por favor, acepte.
See, all right, excuse me, I hit the button too fast. I was explaining to Mr. Cuevas Cruz that he's to return to court on June 23rd, 2025, and that will be given to him in writing, that he will have an opportunity on that day to discuss his case. And I asked him to say yes if he understands. He did indicate with a thumbs up that he understands. Because you do not have a driving record, Mr. Cruz, I'm going to give you a signature bond today. That means you're going to be able to sign yourself out and you'll be required to return to court on the date that I just provided.
Debido a que no tiene antecedentes de conducir, le daré una fianza de firma hoy, lo que significa que podrá firmar su salida hoy y deberá regresar a la corte en la fecha que acabo de proporcionar.
All right, Mr. Cuevas Cruz, I'm going to enter a bond amount of $1,000 signature bond. A special condition of that bond is that you do not drive without a valid license. If you do drive without a valid license, you will be rearrested and you will not be released until your court date.
Le pagaré una fianza de $1,000 a su firma. Una condición especial de esta fianza es que no conduzca sin licencia válida. Si conduce sin licencia válida, será arrestado nuevamente y no será liberado hasta su cita en la corte. ¿Entiende, señor?
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so I understand that Mr. Cruz understands.
Yeah.
He said yes.
Thank you.
Señor Cruz, esa es la orden del tribunal. Recibirá su cita por escrito. Puede sentarse.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that's it for Mr. Cruz's case. Do we have any other matters before the court?
No.
All right. With that, then the court will be adjourned, Madam Clerk. I will look out for those orders. Please ring my phone.